Welcome to Reflection for December 12th, which is the feast of Our Lady of Guadalupe. Very beautiful feast. We talked about a little bit of it with St. Juan Diego a few days ago, and just a couple of things we're going to try to focus on. There are different options for the reading. I referenced a day or two ago the fact that the image of Our Lady of Guadalupe, maybe it was on St. Juan Diego's day, mirrors in a lot of ways the image we have of our Blessed Mother in the book of Revelation. And so that's the reading we'll go with. I don't know what I'll actually use at Mass, but for our reflection today, it'll be Revelation 11, and I'll use the second option for the Gospel because it ties in. But in Revelation, we hear God's temple in heaven was opened. The ark of his covenant could be seen in the temple. Mary is referred to as the new ark of the covenant. We have that from our gospel today. And so the gospel that we're using for our reflection now is the visitation. So Mary goes to see Elizabeth. Elizabeth is pregnant with John the Baptist. When Mary comes and greets Elizabeth, she says, "The infant in my womb leaped for joy." The word that's used there is the same word as David, King David, leaping for joy or dancing before the Ark of the Covenant as was being brought into its place. And so we have in this a beautiful connection to the Old Testament, again, tying together in a very real way the Exodus and its moving to the place of right worship in the temple and its place in Jerusalem. And it's where it will ultimately be put and rest. Once the temple is built, it'll be after David. But we have this beautiful continuity, this beautiful image. With this, we can take how much God loves us, the concern he has for us, that he builds these things up over centuries and millennia to get us ready to receive the goodness he has here. And what does the Ark and the Covenant do? Many things we can read about it in the Old Testament. But one thing that it does do is it was led God's people into battle. It was a protector, a defender. And so especially in our time and our culture, and with what we have in the book of Revelation today, the great struggle, the great trial that our Blessed Mother is a mama bear, that when somebody comes after us, she's going to protect us and defend us. And I think it's just maybe something beautiful to pray with, to try to find some consolation. And of course, a lot of different ways we can go with our reflection with Mary's the new ark, but that's what came to me. Again, with Our Lady Guadalupe, a great sign appeared in the sky, a woman clothed with the sun. Look at the image of Guadalupe, with the moon under her feet, on her head a crown of 12 stars. Um, this woman also represents God's people, represents the Old Testament, 12 stars, 12 tribes, 12 apostles, all of the nations coming together, all of the prophecies, all of the things are being brought into here. And then we have the battle between the red dragon and the woman. We think back Genesis, punishment, Adam and Eve, Genesis 3. He, the offspring of the dragon, will strike at your heel. Woman's offspring will strike at the head. Annoyance versus a lethal blow. The woman gives birth to a son, a male child, destined to rule the nations with an iron rod. Her child is cut up to God and his throne. Think of the ascension. Jesus goes up to the right hand of the Father. The woman herself fled into the desert where she had placed a place prepared by God. What are we going to celebrate and remember right after Christmas? The fact that they had to flee. Then we'll have the Epiphany. Then I heard a loud voice in heaven say, "Now have salvation and power come in the kingdom of our God and the authority of his anointed one." There's a lot of beautiful things for us to pray with. The last thing I'll leave you with, again, in this season of busyness, this season where we can start to focus on our own woes, Mary just finds out she's pregnant. Not her original plan. She made a promise of virginity, which she rightfully assumed meant no children. As soon as she finds out she's pregnant, she also finds out her aunt's pregnant. What does she do? She goes, visits immediately, travels in haste. If there's ever a mother that could have stayed home and put her feet up and let other people take care of it, would have been our Blessed Mother. But no, she sets the example in going to serve. It's beautiful, beautiful that passage for us to pray with. Let us ask for our Blessed Mother's intercession in everything that we do and her protection. God bless.